Every Friday, we preview the high school football happening under the lights across southeast Wisconsin.
So this is the time we bring on our Lance Allan with tonight's Friday high school football frenzy. Starting to feel like football weather out there, Lance.
It is, Susan. We're going to talk about Kettle Moraine right off the bat.
Okay.
No, we aren't. We're moving on from that. No.
Hey.
I see. You see how Susan like pick up. Oh, hey, what? No.
We almost beat Arrowhead. So.
Yes, you did.
But then we really didn't.
Almost counts, kind of. All right. A lot of big matchups, big schools, big-time players. So with everything that's big, we have to bring in the host on the Big 920 of Football Friday Night, the man, the myth, the legend, Chuck Freimund. And Chuck, of all the great games tonight, one stands high above the rest. Mukwonago, top ranked in the state, and at number 3, Susan mentioned him before, Arrowhead. It's on like Donkey Kong, brother, in this one.
I only hear her mention Kettle Moraine. I'm glad we're not doing it because I don't have that on my script tonight. Yes. Mukwonago and Arrowhead. Mukwonago knocked off Muskego last week, but the hits keep coming for Mukwonago. They got to go to unbeaten. There's never a night off, Lance, in the Classic 8 conference. That's such a good conference. But Mukwonago was able to roll on Muskego last week, and what a game that was. But again, they move on to the next one, and the next one. They might be playing Muskego down the road in the playoffs anyway, but they play Arrowhead tonight, and they are going to be packing them in to the stadium in Arrowhead tonight on Tom Taraska Field out there. It's going to be a real good game. But again, every week in this conference, man, you got to bring your lunch pail.
I've already heard from a couple friends of mine, Chuck, and yes, I do have a couple friends. Not many, but a couple. And they've said that there are literally thousands of people that are going to show up for that game. I don't know if it will be a quote-unquote sellout, but there's going to be a ton of people at that one. Okay, here's no slouch of a game either. Catholic Memorial, arguably the best team I've seen this year. The Crusaders, undefeated, ranked second in the area by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And they are at the undefeated New Berlin West Palace in a battle of Parkland Perfects.
Yeah, as we said last week, business begins to pick up for New Berlin West. They beat New Berlin Eisenhower last week, and they became playoff qualified at 5-0. But down the road here in the Parkland, they got to play Pewaukee, and then starts with Catholic Memorial tonight. And I agree with you. This might be the best team in the state. Them and Mukwonago, without question, regardless of the school size. They're terrific. They have so many weapons. Arrowhead and I think Catholic Memorial have just two terrific teams with a lot of weapons. And this Memorial team, they will light it up quickly. They might get down 14-0 like they did against Pewaukee a couple of weeks ago, but they'll come roaring back. They got Division I kids. They got 4-star kids. They got a terrific running back. I'm looking for Memorial to win this game tonight.
More than likely they do, Chuck, but I always like that possibility of an upset and somebody kind of new on the block like New Berlin West having at least a shot. This is their moment, so should be a good one to watch. And normally this game on my side of town, Chuck, is the top billing, the brawl for it all. But here's our third marquee game of the night between Franklin and Oak Creek, both undefeated in the SEC. The winner seizes the top spot in the Southeast Conference. How big is this one?
Well, I like to call this one the Battle of 27th Street, Lance. I mean, you got both sides of the road there, and you got the Four Corners area. But yeah, Oak Creek has not won a game in this series since 2014. Franklin, with their greatness the past few years, they've dominated the series. But Oak Creek, with their quarterback play, they could get the job done tonight. But this is another game they're packing them in. But they're playing for some sort of trophy tonight. I don't know what it's called.
It's a helmet, Chuck. It's a helmet. It's a helmet, and it's got like half sabers and half knights, and yeah, one of those deals. Yeah.
Oh, you got to play for one of those old motels on South 27th Street. That's what they'll be playing for.
You don't. No, I don't think you want any part of that, Chuck. Trust me on that. All right. And the Sabres have dominated of late, but this could be an interesting one. We just have about 20 seconds left, Chuck. So on your side of town, there's also Plymouth at Kewaskum, Greendale Martin Luther, and Lake Country Lutheran. What do you like about those games as well?
Yeah, Martin Luther and Lake Country. Lake Country, you rarely see them below the 500 mark. They have to get right tonight when they play Martin Luther to get back to even. And then East Central Conference, Plymouth and Kewaskum, two old rivals. Both schools can't stand each other.
All right, you're going to check out Chuck on Highway 27 at one of those, or 27th Street at one of those hotels. No, you're not. No. All right, Chuck Freimund with iHeartRadio. Always great to have you with us to talk high school football. Thanks, Chuck, again.
All right, Lance.
All right, always a good time. Make sure to listen to Chuck tonight from 9:30 to 11 on the Big 920 AM Radio. Send it back over to you, Steve and Susan. Sorry, Susie, we will talk about Kettle Moraine at some point when it's more appropriate.
That's okay. I enjoyed the Sabres talk. You're a Franklin guy.
I show my Franklin bias every so often, yes.
Thank you so much.
The helmets are what and what again?
It's a helmet on top of a trophy, and it's half Sabres, so black and gold, and then half white and blue for the Oak Creek Knights.
I gotcha.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Thanks.
Fashion expert, Lance Allan.